Hey guys, Alex here. This is my big sister Mads.
Hiya.
She went to GHS and then went on to Exeter Uni. And I'm here to talk to you about my recent diagnosis of an atrial septal defect. So, an atrial septal defect is essentially where I have a hole in between my two atria, and which is in my heart, and essentially it's not really very good, and it's where the deoxygenated blood and oxygenated blood is kind of mixing together, so I'm not getting all of the oxygenated blood around my body, which is not very good.
So Al's atrial septal defect has been measured at about 20 millimetres, which is quite big. And it means that there's quite a lot of blood flow between the two atria, which has led to some more issues for him, which is actually probably the reason that we found out that he's got it. So he's had it since birth. People have these holes, well, when they're an embryo, they have holes in their heart and then they should close, but some people's don't. It's not uncommon to have a small hole in your heart, but Al's has got a bit too big and caused a few other problems. So one of them being something called pulmonary hypertension, which means that the pressure in his pulmonary arteries is too high, which means that currently he's not able to have open heart surgery because it would be too dangerous.
So how this all came about was that I actually went into hospital for nothing to do with my heart or anything to do with oxygen. I actually went in because I had something of a really bad stitch that was occurring reasonably frequently, something like 2 or 3 times a week. And I went in, sat in A&E for 4 hours after having really, really excruciating pain just after exercise. And they basically told me I'd got indigestion, which, after waiting for 4 hours, was slightly annoying because my mask was getting a bit clingy. But eventually, we got over that. It happened again, and I told myself, this is not acid reflux, this is not indigestion. I've had that before, this is worse. So you go back in, and finally we go in, and they say I have blood in my urine, and they think something might actually be wrong. When they say that, they don't mean anything wrong with my heart. They actually thought maybe I had something like kidney stones or even appendicitis. So they scheduled me for a kind of MOT, a kind of checkout, just to see anything wrong with the rest of my body. And when we went for that, they didn't think that there was actually anything wrong with my stomach, but funnily enough, when they stopped on my heart, they found that I had a heart murmur, which was quite a common thing, and scared me slightly, I'll be honest, more than it probably should have, as they had 2 students in the room that the doctor made them check out my heart, which was slightly scary at the time because I was a bit scared. But now thinking about it, it was all for their learning.
So the paediatrician suggested that Al should have an ECG and an ultrasound.
But don't worry guys, I don't have a baby, that's alright.
A heart ultrasound, which got pushed back quite a lot because of COVID. And Al then went in for his ECG and ultrasound last Friday in the afternoon, and on Monday morning was when we got the phone call saying Al's going to require open heart surgery.
Not gonna lie guys, when I first found out I was pretty scared, pretty petrified. Open heart surgery sounds like a pretty scary thing. I looked up a couple things online, and I was clearly looking at the worst results out of all of the heart surgery, because that's just what you do.
By this he means he was Googling the death rates.
But turns out they're pretty low, so I think I'm in safe hands. I'm going to the Royal Brompton Hospital, which is supposed to be the top hospital and world renowned, which I think is pretty good.
So Al went up to London this morning for his pre-admissions tests, which involved a COVID test, a chest x-ray, and what else did you have?
Blood test.
Oh, he didn't like the blood test. And an MRSA swab.
Yeah.
We're laughing because Al was asked to take a groin swab of himself, and he has now realised the groin is not what he thought it was.
So someone out there has a lovely swab of something that they really don't want.
So admissions test's done. Al is then going in on Friday morning this week for
Catheter.
so yeah, his catheter. So it's under general anaesthetic, catheter through your leg and up to your heart to measure the pressure in your heart and lungs, because they've realised that Al has something called pulmonary hypertension as a result of the hole. So because there's sort of extra blood going through, the pulmonary artery is at a pressure that is too high to do the open heart surgery currently, because it would be too dangerous. So they need to sort of send this little thing around the heart and arteries and measure the pressure to work out what drugs you need to go on to bring the pressure down before they do the open heart surgery.
And by the way, guys, when we say drugs, we don't mean anything that you're not allowed at school, just the normal stuff, you know? So once I've been on the drugs for long enough and my pressure has come down around my heart, I'll be going back into the Royal Brompton for open heart surgery, and they're going to be putting in...
You're going to be fixing the hole.
Okay, they're going to be fixing the hole, and...
which should hopefully fix the other things too, because the right side of your heart has stretched a bit too much, so it's a bit damaged, but that should hopefully sort itself out once the hole is fixed.
Yeah, but hey, left side's still fine. So,
left side's very good.
Yeah. So, after that, they're going to try and stitch me back up, lie me in ICU, intensive care, and I'm going to be there for a couple of days.
And then come out to a ward.
And then hopefully get a lot of chocolate from these guys. If not, I'll be very disappointed, just getting that out there. The reason why my sister looks like this is, which of course is not great, is because she's been doing some running for charity, for Cry, and which Cry was actually set up by an old Guildfordian's parents whose son actually died of some undiagnosed heart problems. And what Cry does is...
they offer subsidised scans for 14 to 35-year-olds to basically check for things like what Al's got, because so many fit young people don't know they've got something.
So my sister's really not a runner, and I think that's fair to say, and she's going to be doing a 4-week challenge, and she's going to be doing 52k from Monday to Friday, and then on Sunday, which is the distance
from our house to the Royal Brompton and back.
And then on Sunday, she's going to be running the distance of our house to the Royal Brompton, and which is 26k. I'm sure you can do the maths on that one. And then after 3 more weeks, on that final 4th week, seeing as we've already smashed our goal of £1,000, on the Sunday, she'll be running actually to the Royal Brompton and back, which is 52k, which is an ultra marathon, which is going to be pretty tough after 4 weeks of running, but you know, I'm sure she's got it.
So far we've raised just over £5,000, which is crazy. We really thought we'd struggle to get to 1,000, which is why I agreed to do the ultra marathon if we got to 1,000. But yeah, we've just been blown away by the number of people messaging, donating, sharing. It's just been great. We want to keep raising awareness of the importance of getting a check if you have any history in your family of heart problems or suspect that anything is wrong, because it's better to know.
Yeah. We've been absolutely astounded by all the support that we've got and all the donations, and how you can support that is either by going into my Instagram, where there is a link, obviously, follow, and I think Mr. Tayar has sent out an email with it on, and also if you go onto Just Giving and you type in Madeline Jackson, then there'll be a running challenge with a photo of us too, and that's quite an easy way to find it. So I think that's all from us, and we'll see you next week. All I've got to say is I like your cup, G. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.